Hello everyone, this is Tom Fox. I would like to welcome you to the Sunday Book Review. The Sunday Book Review is the series where I discuss books which impact the compliance practitioner, the legal professional, and the business professional. I hope you will enjoy this episode. The Sunday Book Review is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network. First, a quick word from our sponsor. The Sunday Book Review for September 25th, 2022, the University of Toronto Press edition. And we begin with Communal Justice in Shakespeare's England by Penelope Ging. The 16th century was a turning point for law and drama. Relentless professionalism of common law set off a cascade of lawyery, self-fashioning, resulting in blunt attacks on lay judgments. Playwrights resisted the forces of legal professionalization by casting legal experts as a detriment to moral feeling. An original and deeply sourced work of early modern literature, this book contributes to a growing body of scholarship devoted to the study of how drama creates and sustains community. Penelope Ging brings together a wealth of imaginative sources and archives, proving that literature simply never reacts to legal events, but actively invents legal questions, establishes expectations, and shapes norms. Next up, Transgression and the Aesthetics of Evil by Taran. How do we perceive evil? How do we represent evil? In this book, the author examines the entanglements of aesthetics and morality, investigating conceptions of evil. She identifies a fateful moment of transformation in the 18th century that continues to reverberate to this day. She engages with the writing of Burke, de Sade, Nietzsche, and Hannah Arendt, among others. And its recent calls to de-aesthetize evil and insist on a historical informed appreciation of evil's aesthetic dimensions. In grappling with these issues, the book questions the feasibility and desirability of insulating the moral from the aesthetic. Next up, The Language of Trauma. In this book by Zilcosky, uncovers the reaction of three Central European writers to the birth of modern trauma in the 19th and early 20th century. He makes the case that Hofferman, Freud, and Kafka managed to find the language of trauma precisely by not attempting to name the trauma conclusively and instead allowing their writing to mimic the experience itself. Just as the victim's symptoms seemed not to correspond to a physical cause, the writer's words did not connect directly to the object of the world. This book boldly argues that linguistic skepticism emerged together with the medical inability to name the experiences of trauma. The author places trauma where it belongs, both at the heart of the medical diagnostic condition and predicament of language. And our final book is Making Pictorial Print by Allison Nedley. At the end of the 19th century, print media dominated British popular culture. And this book covers a chapter in this new media and shows how this medium was so effective and important in Britain's social and cultural life, and indeed how it impacts how visualization is done today, right up through the PowerPoint era. The Compliance Podcast Network was recently honored with some communicator awards for podcasts I know you will want to check out. Are you interested in Lyme disease? Well, check out Understanding Lyme Disease. And check out the Hill Country Podcast, where I look at the people, places, and things of the Texas Hill Country. Also, we have a new podcast series on the Compliance Podcast Network, which I know you will enjoy, The Corruption Files, where together with Hughes Hubbard partner Mike DeBernardis, we take a look at some of the most significant FCPA and international anti-corruption enforcement actions over the past 15 years. It's a great review and helps you understand how we got to where we are today in ABC compliance. And we actually have one more, which is Taxman on the intersection of tax and compliance, where with my tax colleague extraordinaire Tracy Howell, we look at 5 different issues that every compliance officer needs to be aware of regarding corporate tax. It's a fascinating series that's on a topic not often explored.
This podcast is a part of the C-Suite Radio Network. For more top business podcasts, visit c-suiteradio.com.